Hi, y'all. It's your girl Shay. We back for another one, HPPTreasure Talk, where we are set apart and set aside from the rest. Y'all, I have my girl here, Karmon Long, and she is the owner of 24K Wellness Solutions. Mrs. Long, how are you doing today, honey?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so blessed and so excited that you could be here. I just started my whole little show, and I think we're in like the 11th episode, and so I'm so blessed for you to be here and to be able to keep bringing amazing people doing positive things in the community. So big ups to you, seriously.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's get started. And so I'm trying to keep it consistent, right? So I asked all of my guests. The first question is always, if someone didn't know you, didn't know anything about you, or anything that you've done, off of Facebook and everything else, who would you tell them Carmen Long is?
That's a good question. I think how I would introduce myself to someone that has never met me before is that I am a mother, a wife. Um, I am passionate about connecting people to life changing opportunities. I feel like me being connected to things that have been life changing has been just influential in my life and a lot of my journeys. So, in a
Amen.
nutshell.
No, yeah, and that's good. So, and I'm always transparent with the people. Now, y'all, everybody that comes on my show so far, I've known from back in the day, and me and Carmen, we know each other. So we didn't go to the same middle school. Where do we?
Uh-uh.
What middle school? I went to Callahan. Where'd you go to? Meredith, Merrill.
I went to Hyatt. I'm an
You go
East
to
Sider.
Hyatt?
I was at Hyatt.
Where do we? You
But
know
then
what?
we
Did
went
you
to
go to Upward
Roosevelt.
Bound? Did you go to
Yeah,
Upward Bound?
I was in Upward Bound.
That's where
Yeah,
I remember. I'm like, I remember we didn't go to school together, but we were somewhere close. You know what I mean? For a long period, it was Upward Bound. Yes.
yeah, yeah. I
I
was
wonder if
Upward
they still
Bound.
got
I,
that. I wonder if they still doing Upward Bound. Do you think they still doing it?
they still do it, and Miss
You
Kim Jackson is still doing it.
good.
So yeah, that's what it is. Sorry, I'm turning my fan off. My bad.
Okay, it's okay.
Um, so yeah, I was in Upward Bound. I had some very some stories for Upward Bound, but yeah.
Right, right. Wait a minute. I'm putting it in my book. I'm still writing one of my books. Well, I'm writing three of them, but my first one, I'm still kind of finishing touches, and I got a few stories from Upward Bound in my book too.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh. Yeah, I think I was the disgrace of the family for a little bit because my first one of the years I had got kicked out of Upward Bound. And
I don't remember. Was I there that year? I don't
I don't know,
remember.
it was my first year. It was that we were at Simpson and me and Carmel actually got kicked out together. We got on a go-kart at Whitewater and that was the straw. They said, you know what, y'all got to go. You will not be driving motorized vehicles on our watch.
Wait
So
a
yeah,
minute.
they said, yeah, I got X'd one
Now
summer.
that you say that, because I was there at Simpson, and I remember you and Carmel, y'all would be laughing and stuff. I remember, so I don't remember y'all getting kicked out, but I bet I was there. My memory's a little shot, but
It's okay.
yes,
I'm
that is
going to in some things, but
right.
yeah. But yeah, it's still
Okay.
around, still helping people. The work that I do outside of like my juicing is similar to Upward Bound. It's kind of a college prep program, so I do that as well. But yeah, Upward Bound still going strong.
That's so good, and maybe we can dive into that because that's awesome about what you're doing with the kids. Because that's super dope too. But let's
Yeah,
start out with I just want to dig into you a little bit. Talk to me a little bit about just your family, or whatever you want to share about yourself.
sure. I'm from Des Moines, born and raised. Got ventured out to go to college, an hour and a half away to Iowa City. And I started my family honestly right when I went to college. So I had my first child, found out I was pregnant the first week on the college campus.
Uh-uh.
So my college experience is one of being a mom, a young mom. So I was learning the ropes of being a college student and a new mom at the same time. So I have had three kids after that, ranging in age from 23 down to 10. Um, I got my degree in social work. And so, again, a lot of the things that I do professionally, entrepreneurially, is to help people. That's what my passion is really about. So, came back to Des Moines, probably in 2006 after I graduated, and kept having kids, and also started working with Drake Head Start, and then working with families and stuff. And that's how I kind of met a lot of people in the community and kind of made some networking opportunities. Um, been married for going on 20 years this year.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Um, so yeah, that's what I do. I do a lot of stuff, with my family. I like to be outside. I like to make juice, of course. Just things that are relaxing and fill my cup. A lot of my life has been just fast paced and trying to get stuff done. I'm just really trying to enjoy the peaceful side of things, and trying to embrace being stress free and all that kind of stuff. So life is good.
Awesome, that's amazing. 20 years being married, like, just shout out to that for real, because for real, we're older, but we ain't too old, but it usually you don't hear about people being married that long unless they're, like, older, you know what I'm saying? Like, older, and they, "Oh, we've been married." So that is so amazing for y'all to have a little young love and been married for 20 years. That's what's up, seriously.
Yes, thank you. Been married half my life, girl. Oh, half my
Right,
life. I
right,
started everything early. I'm just fast paced. So
right.
yeah, it's definitely a blessing. Work, but it's a
Good.
blessing.
No, yeah, 100%. It's I know it's a blessing to have a partner that, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless, of course,
Yes,
I know I mean, I've never been married, but I know there's ups and downs and stuff, but hey, I would love to always have a partner. You know what I'm saying?
for, for sure. It's definitely one of the perks, and I'm very appreciative of my helpmate.
Okay, I know that's right.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So when you were in college, you went to college for social work. So when you were in college, did you think you was gonna be a business owner? Was that an aspiration for you? Or was you just kinda like, I'm doing social work, Imma help people out and whatever? Tell me more about that. What did you think you was gonna be doing 24K wellness solutions?
No, not at that time. Like, um, I didn't really realize or tap into like the business side of life and the potential of growing a business until I went back to school and got my master's. I got my
Yes.
master's in public administration. And so my emphasis was on nonprofit management. So my goal, I wanted to like start a nonprofit. I knew I wanted to, you know, be under that kind of umbrella where I'm helping people through nonprofit work or just some type of, agency like that. So that's when it first kind of, you know, resonated with me at that point. But back in my undergrad, no, not so much. But more as I got older, I think, learn as you're in the workforce a long time too, you learn some of the highs and lows of that, and
Mm.
then so definitely gives you a different perspective.
No, I understand. I was, a director of a nonprofit for 5 years. Woo, child, okay? And, of
Okay.
course, I didn't own it, so I still was, high up enough to where I knew about the finances and had to delegate people and it's no joke. Like, any business, right, like, is a lot of work, a lot of commitment,
Mhm.
right? Like, you get in or you get out what you put in, right? But nonprofit, considering we doing it because we ain't getting a profit, is
Right.
definitely hard work, but it's very rewarding, on the same token. So personally, I did that for 5 years and I'm like, "Let me go start my own business. Let me go try to make some
Right.
money now." Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. That nonprofit work is hard, and though they usually stand for a very good cause, there's just a lot of brunt work in it. There's a lot of people that are in those nonprofit fields that are exhausted, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not getting paid a lot, but they're working just as hard. So, that bringing that to the table can definitely affect, how they're operating. But I think there's some parallels with the nonprofit and running your own business just because you're in charge of everything. You are in charge of staffing, you're in charge of making those, hiring decisions and the finances and the marketing and all that stuff is on the executive director. Like they make those choices similar to like a business owner or entrepreneur.
exactly. I mean, there was times I was the janitor. I'm cleaning up. You know what I mean?
That
I'm like,
too.
I don't know where this
Yes.
was in my job description. I don't think it was there
Janitor,
at all.
janitor, groundskeeper,
Right.
all that. You filling in when the volunteers can't come, like you do
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, hard work.
Okay, so I wanna so let's get into the juicing now. So this is new for me, like, cause and I hate to say it, but I'm not a health person. By the grace of God, I kind of been able to go through life and not really worry about calories and what I'm eating. And now that I'm older, it's starting to catch up with you, girl. But
Yeah.
I just never had to really deal with it, or so I just didn't. I probably should have.
Mhm.
But talk to
Mhm.
me about what started. I know this started as a pastime for you doing your juicing. What gained your initial interest in doing juicing?
Yeah. So you bring up a good point. Like a lot of people don't really aren't really motivated to make some changes in their life as it pertains to their health until they're forced to. You know, people come up, they go to the doctor and they get a diagnosis, or, something starts not working as good, their knees getting bad, their back's hurting. Like a lot of people unfortunately, have to have something bad happen to move them to want to make changes. And my situation is no different. What mine was is I was just told you I had 4 kids, and
Right.
I just was not focused on my. Now I wouldn't say I wasn't focused on my health, but I just kind of I let myself go, really. Like I was eating everything, we cooking. I got a husband. I don't got nobody to really try to look cute for.
Right.
So like I had gained like a whole lot of weight, girl. I'm not very tall, so shouldn't really be about over 150. But yeah, I was well over that. And so it was like right before the pandemic. So it was like 2019 that I was like, I need to do something, right? I've had, you know, instances before where I was trying to lose weight and I would give up or whatever. But this time I just was like, I need to do something. I connected with this lady who was like a wellness coach, got some resources to help me, like some meal replacement shakes. And anyway, I was on fire. Like I
Mm,
went all in, and it was 2019, and I had did this one workout program consistently for 100 days.
okay.
And that's something I had never done. I ain't never worked out for 100 days straight, girl.
Right,
Like,
right, that part.
did
That's
it.
commitment, honey.
Yes. And what that did to me to complete that program fueled something in me. And again, the fire just kept burning. And I was
Aw,
feeling so good. I had dropped over those 100 days, I think I dropped like 25 pounds, like 19 inches, like, girl, whole transformation, like
right.
feeling good. Um, and so that started. And so I started like helping other women on their health and wellness journey, trying to, impart that. And so that same year, at the end of 2020, I was gifted a juicer for Christmas. I was researching some things, and there was this doctor that was talking about like celery juice and how good it is. And so I was like, oh,
Mm,
let me get a little cheap juicer and try this out, see what it does. And so I just started out just like juicing celery every day, easy celery. And it don't taste anything special. Matter of fact, it's not really the best tasting thing, honestly. Like you can
that's
get
what I
some
was gonna
celery
ask.
you can get some celery that's so bitter, like it's not good. But then you also get celery that doesn't have a taste. It's weird. So I
Hmm,
started out juicing celery, and I seen some changes. Like I'd already lost the weight, but I just saw I had more energy. Like my skin was getting better. Like just little bitty changes that I noticed when I started juicing, and then I started incorporating more things into my juicing menu that I did at home. Um, and I just was having a ball with it. I was coming up with you know, different recipes to juice, and just playing with a lot of fruits and vegetables and learning what different things do to different parts of your body. And so that's how it started. I just got a juicer, started juicing, and it slowly started growing. And then I would always put like what I was juicing like on my stories on social media. So I have a few people reach out and be like, I want to try it. Or do you sell it? And at that time I was like, no, but I'll make you some juice. And so slowly that kind of started growing. So I had like a small group of people. I had people at work that I would regularly bring juice to.
oh,
Um,
yeah.
and it kind of just evolved from there. I love it. I think it has really good health benefits, and I've really seen some changes that it's done for me in my health. So it's
Awesome, awesome.
awesome.
Well, shout out to whoever got you the juicer, for Christmas or whatever gift it was you said. Shout out to
Yeah,
them.
yeah. It was actually Jamal, my husband. He got it for me.
Was it?
It
Oh,
was
good.
yeah, it was like it was you can get juicers that start from $30 all the way up to thousands of dollars. So it wasn't like a
Oh,
cheap juicer, but it was mid-level juicer, like
right.
I couldn't even juice leafy vegetables in it, so it was
You
limited.
couldn't?
Like I could not. So I
Oh,
couldn't juice
okay.
like spinach or kale. like any kind of green veggies that had juice. Like it just, I wasn't, it didn't have the capacity to do that. So, and that I've since upgraded, but yeah, it started from a gift, Christmas, and
Look.
turned into something bigger. But yeah, I've been juicing regularly for what, almost 4 years.
Okay, yeah, and that's what I was gonna ask was how long you've been doing it for. So okay, so then okay, so when I think of a juice, when I think of like juicing something, the only thing that I can, like you said, you're talking about celery and spinach. Like I can't even wrap my mind around you taking some spinach and trying to get some juice from it. So that's just we're gonna talk more about that. But
Yeah.
when I first think about it, I think about first thing that comes to mind is an orange, like orange juice, right? The little orange thing, you put it on there. So talk to me, and y'all, just so y'all know, we've already solidified. We're gonna do a part two, and we're gonna do a whole little tutorial on her juicing. She said it, and I'm
Yeah.
holding her to it.
Yeah.
So
Got it. We're gonna do
so
it.
yes. But talk to me about the machine. Like you said, you can get like the little mid level, or you can get the higher one. Like, what is it? Like, what's the machine? If you can talk to me a little bit about it without having to go get it.
Yeah. Um, so the machine that I have is a cold press juicer,
Okay.
and or a slow masticating juicer. So essentially, what it does is I just drop the fruit in the chute. I don't even got to chop it up. I can throw apples in it, and it just like takes it. It smashes the fruit down, and somehow it extracts the juice and separates the pulp. So like one end comes like the pulp and the seeds, and then the juice comes out the other side.
So it's
So
super easy.
super easy. Comes out cold, like, and it's just amazing. I love it. I love watching it. Like I just it looks so cool. Like you just take, and like you said, like seeing something like a dry spinach leaf rendering some juice out of it. Like it's just crazy.
Yes.
You don't get a lot of juice from spinach. You're gonna have to have a whole bag to get a fourth a cup. But
Okay.
like, some fruits and vegetables are gonna give you more juice. But yeah, the cold press one is supposed to give you more nutrients, because they don't use heat when it makes the juice. It preserves more of the nutrients, and so it's better for you.
Okay. And so wait a minute, say because wait a minute, because I be trying to do a little research when I be having my guests, and so I was kind of looking up
Yeah,
some stuff about juicing and stuff, and it said, "What's the word masticating?" I don't know. That word makes me feel uncomfortable.
I
I
don't
don't know
use
why.
it. I prefer just to say cold press, because
Okay. Yes.
masticating seems a little bit aggressive or a little bit invasive. I don't know.
I
So
was like,
yeah,
what is that
I,
word?
basically it's what the cold press is. It's just like it slowly pulls out the juice, slowly but fast. It's weird. Pulls out
Okay.
the juice from the fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we just gonna say
And I
cold
think the
press.
masticating has something to do with like the pressure and the press, the squeeze,
Mm. This sounds
potentially.
nasty to me.
Yeah, cold press. We just say cold press.
Right. We're gonna leave it at that.
But I
Okay. So
did,
then,
Tiffany. I did make
huh?
some juices. I know that you are purple is your color. We've talked about it. I seen your logo,
Yes.
your background. So this one I made it's
Yes.
it's a purple powerhouse. It has purple cabbage, which is crazy. You can get juice from, right?
Yeah.
I used purple cabbage for the first time like maybe a couple months ago. So it was kind of a new taste for me. I put some pineapple and apples in it to kind of sweeten it up. Um, but yeah, I thought I'd
That's
match
so
the
dope.
background and sip on some
Yes.
purple juice today. But
I know
it's
that's right.
all of the juices that I make. I mean, I make some juices just for the taste, like I want to take, want to taste something kind of sweet, kind of tropical. So I do that too. But the good thing about juicing is like you're guaranteed to get some nutrients in it. All fruits and vegetables are packed with like vitamin C and good stuff for your body. So this purple cabbage and the grapes have a lot of antioxidants, which basically means like it helps with your immunity, helps you with your cells. And the pineapple and cucumber are like good for digestion. So it's a good drink. I tried to have my mom drink some. She wasn't feeling it, but
Right.
sometimes you just drink it because it's good for you, right?
Right.
Like we
Exactly.
can we can get past the taste, but it does taste a lot like cabbage and smells a lot like cabbage, even when you mix the other stuff in it. But um, you know,
So do you name them, or do you just keep them like what? You know what I mean? Like, do they have like little fun names or what?
Yeah, like if I have something that's on my menu, something that I've like made a lot that are staples, they do have names. So
Okay.
um, I have some of my, it's not in my branding, but this is my Revive lemonade. And so it has the
Okay.
watermelon, the lemon, and the pineapple. So this is called Revive because it's gonna wake you back up. You know, the watermelons hydrate you. The pineapple again is good for digestion, has a lot of good stuff in it. The lemon going to give you that zing that you need as well. So I do have that, and then I have a Regenerate green juice that is a great
Okay.
juice for like again at the cellular level trying to heal your body. So like it has not cabbage, celery, cucumber, green apple. I put a little parsley in it, um,
Okay.
and some cayenne pepper. I sprinkle some of that in there too, just to give it a little kick. Because it's, well, not even just to give it a
Right.
kick. It's really good to lower your blood pressure. That cayenne pepper. Um, so yeah, we do names with our stuff as well, for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. So, okay, so I know you said that sometimes it don't taste that good. So you don't add any sugars. How do you sweeten it up? Is it just sweetened up based off like whatever fruits or whatever you put in there, or what?
Yeah, yeah, when I said doesn't I was referring to the purple cabbage, it
Oh,
tastes
okay.
like cabbage. Um, so no, I don't add any sweeteners to any of my juices.
Okay.
Like I just use naturally sweetened juice. So if I want to have something that's a little bit sweeter, pineapple is a go-to sometimes if
Okay.
they're ripe, because sometimes they cannot be sweet at all. Watermelon will get you right as far as sweetness, but it doesn't.
Okay.
Watermelon, I feel like doesn't pair well with everything. Um,
Right.
if I was to sweeten it, I would do something like if somebody requests, I want a little bit of sweetener, I would do something like some honey, or for those that, don't do honey, like an agave nectar or something like that, but never no sugar, um,
Right.
or anything
That would defeat the
unnatural.
whole purpose.
It really would. You might as well just go to the gas station and get you some
Right.
Tropicana or some Minute.
Right.
I don't know, whatever. It would definitely defeat the purpose.
Right, right. Okay, so how did the business piece develop? Like, and I don't know if you have any other businesses or anything, but like you said it started from, Facebook or whatever social media and that kind of grew that way. And then so now to the branding. And I know we talked about I when I advertised your interview and continue to kind of promote it on my social media, I was advertising at 24K juicing because I had seen that on Facebook. But
Hmm.
your brand is actually 24K Wellness Solutions. So
Yeah.
talk to me about from the business side, how that kind of started and evolved into an actual brand and business, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so yeah, the whole premise of the 24K Wellness Solutions is just to, you know, try to provide solutions for some type of need that people have dealing with like health and wellness. Um, and I see health and wellness as not just like your physical health, but also like your emotional health and, um, those kind of things as well. So it's supposed to be all encompassing. So, um, I kind of started out with 24K juice just because, like I said, I've been juicing for a lot of years, and I feel like I have enough experience of doing it to kind of, know what works well. I've researched, different remedies on fruits and vegetables. So I started out with the juice, you know what I mean? And like I told you, people would reach out and say, hey, they would want a juice, and I would make juices for people. But what I've noticed is that people don't, when they reach out and say they want a juice, oftentimes what happens is that people are like, I want something that's going to help me lower my blood pressure, or I want something that's going to help me um, you know, go to the bathroom, or I've been having some issues with my stomach. You got juices to help that. So like people are always looking for something to kind of help a need that they have,
Oh,
and I feel like that's kind of what, not that I'm some doctor or anything, but it's just stuff that, I've researched and found to help me. And so I wanted to share the love. So um, I started my LLC with 24K Wellness Juicing, and again launched 24K Juice. So yeah, that's how it started. So I have a created a Facebook page. I'm working on a more formal website with an order form for people to kind of order right through the website. So I have that web page, and then also right now it's just the 24K juicing on Facebook. Um, is what I'm using to kind of market and show all the juices. And it's not even for people that want to necessarily buy juice. Like that's not all I'm doing it for. Like on my page, like I'm giving recipes on what to juice.
Oh,
I'll spotlight a fruit or a vegetable and tell the benefits of it. Um, so it's not just about like, hey, come to my page and buy juice from me. It's not that at all. Like I feel like, giving people the tools to, juice on their own, or just even having knowledge to know, what kind of things that they can help them with some of their issues that they might be having. Um, so yeah, I know that there was this lady that was buying juice for me for several years, and she recently just got her own juicer, and is juicing on her own. So like,
right.
however I can help people in the process. It's not necessarily about, again, come buy juice for me, but like let's learn together like how to get healthy and be better versions of ourselves.
No, that's awesome. And so, and I was looking at one of your Facebook posts. You had said you'd went somewhere, and I don't know exactly where it was at, but you said you had like sold out of all your stuff. What was that about? Was you at an event or something that you got to promote your juice?
Yeah, so it was Juneteenth. It was the Juneteenth
Okay.
event here in Des Moines. Um, and we had a table, and I made some juices. It was my first time I had actually, went to an event and like sold juices. So
Okay.
I was like, I had a set amount of juices I knew I was gonna make. You know what I mean? I was like, um, I'm making, how many did I make? I think I made about 75 juices. A lot.
That's a lot.
And
I
the
know,
thing
like that's a lot of juicing.
It was a lot of juicing, and the thing is like there's a shelf life on juice, right? Like
Okay.
you got to drink it within a certain
Right.
amount of days, just because not necessarily that it's going to be bad for you, but it's just that the longer it sits, the less the nutrients kind of it's more effective when you drink it, the sooner the better. So I'm like, I couldn't make 40 juices 3 days in advance. You know what I'm saying? So like I was
Right.
up, that night making juices all night. I woke up that morning and prepping, and girl, I had the house like a whole assembly line. You hear me? That's when
Right.
them that's when having all them kids comes in handy. I had the little one was putting stickers on. I'm cutting up fruit. Jamal's putting in the chute. Like I was so
Aw.
I'm grateful for y'all. But towards the end, I noticed like the stickers was looking kind of crazy. Like I had they was uneven, they was to the side, there was bubbles in it, but we got them
Right.
done. You know what I'm saying? It was all good. But so yeah, I was at Juneteenth, and I made those juices, and I was surprised, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know why. Like the juices are good, and it was hot, so it was something cold and wet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
really was like, people were just coming by, and they was coming back and bringing their friend, like, this is the juice I was telling you about. And
Aw.
like it was just nonstop. And I was a little late. I didn't even get there. Like it started at noon. I didn't get there till like I didn't get there till like 2. So
I'm too through with you. Not 2. I thought you was gonna be like 12:30, 12:45. She's like, I rode up like
no,
2.
no, 2 hours after it started. But Jamal, we had a table as a family, so he kind of highlighted it as the Black Renaissance, like part of Juneteenth, when Black businesses and Black families were thriving. So he had some stuff that he was, selling
Okay.
at the table as well. So it wasn't like it was an empty table and they like, where's 24K juice? So people was there. I just arrived fashionably late. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so yeah, I had made popsicles. I got like popsicle sleeves from Amazon, and I just put fresh watermelon juice in them. They're super easy
Oh,
to make.
wow.
And I had a whole lot of those. So like I had like 3 juices left, and they were like carrot juice. Like I guess nobody wanted them. Um, Everybody kept passing those up. And the man came, and I was like, I don't have these other 2. This is all I got. He was like, I'm gonna get all 3, and just bought them all. So
Aw.
yeah, so it was a good experience. It really was. I think, we talked about this too. A lot of times we can talk ourselves out of something. Like we can be our own worst critic. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like I was giving Jamal a whole lot of reasons why I didn't want to do it. Like, oh, I'm not ready. Or,
Really?
I was. I just,
Yep.
sometimes you be stutter stepping too much. Like just go on and jump in. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And I did that, and I'm glad that I did. And I think just even with this whole juice thing, like like I said, a lot of people always been like, do you sell juice? And I'm like, oh no, just kind of timid, but there's a need and a want out there for it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like people want to be healthy. They want to learn new things and want to like experience new things that is beneficial for them. So, um, I'm like, go ahead and just, walk into that thing and own it.
Right. Get out your
Provide-
own way.
That's what yeah, get out my own way, you know? And we have to talk
No,
myself
and
out of getting out my own way a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
not just a one time thing. It's you gotta, at least for me, I'll
yeah.
talk I'll talk myself out of something real quick.
Exactly. Well, and I think that's such a beautiful story the way you put it. Just because even from where you had the whole family lined up like an assembly line, and granted, everybody might not have been happy. Everybody might have been tired and rushing and doing whatever. At the end of the day, you can see that works. Now, it may not be the family, but you can see you can delegate 4 or 5 workers in an assembly line and get your stuff done. Right. So
Right.
that is like prophesying your future. Like, okay, so this can really happen, and I can go to an event that I didn't really want to go to, didn't think
Mm,
I was going to sell nothing, and sell out on them. You know what I
so
mean? And so that's like so inspiring, and I'm so happy you brought that up, because from the start to the finish, your story is so inspirational. That's why I wanted to have you on. I didn't even know all that, but that's
yeah,
really why I wanted to have you on the show, because that's what at the end of the day, that's what we all like. What they say, that's the American dream, and it really is, like, low key. Like, everybody want to start. You don't want to start from nothing, but if that's what it is, and you make it big, or even halfway doing something decent where you're helping people, if you started it organically, boom, you did it all yourself. And so big ups to you. Shout
yeah,
out. I really appreciate you sharing that story for real.
yeah. Thank you. And that's why I told
Yeah.
you that one time when you put that post up and you were like, don't despise the days of small beginnings.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to start from somewhere.
Yep.
Nobody usually starts and automatically blows up, and or if things are handed to them. Like, you have to put in work, and I think just not allowing yourself to get in the way of that, because um, we talked about this today. Me and my husband, like, if God gives you something or he shows you something, you have to share it. Like, he
Yep.
gives you a gift, and he wants, to use you to get that to people. And I sometimes look at that with the juicing and with wellness, is because um, I have a testimony behind making some different decisions in my life.
Yeah.
I call myself a health and wellness advocate, just because for a lot of times during my life, I made a lot of bad decisions about my health and wellness. Some because I didn't know no better, and some just because I was hard headed and kept
Yep.
making stupid, couldn't put down the fries, or, you know, drink too much, or smoking cigarettes, like, just making bad decisions as it came to health and wellness. And I'm grateful that God is the redeemer of time. So, we can reclaim our time with anything. I always say it's never too late until it is too late. And we don't know when
Yep.
too late is. So we got
Come
to
on
hop
now.
now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm just really trying to be useful with my time, um, and share the thing that I feel like God has blessed me with, and allow me to recover some years, reclaim some of the years that I wasted, and did some stupid things, and um, because I didn't know any better. So yeah,
No, that's well said, well said. And I look at that too, because we talked about our children. I'm happy to have made all the mistakes that I made, hundreds of them, honey,
yeah,
in my life. But I'm happy to do that. I be telling my kids, live vicariously through me. Like, you see, I did it all the wrong way. Now you don't have to do that. So you can look at what I did, and I can tell you exactly how it felt, how it smelled, how it walked. You know what I mean? And I can
listen,
share that with
yeah,
my children. And so you got that same thing too, where you can show them, this is what mom did, but this is what's now come of it, and this is what I would like to see you do with your life.
right. And I think, starting out having kids early, I was young. I was 18 when I had my first one, and they grow with you. They see
Yep.
those things anyway. Sometimes I don't even have to ask you because they witnessed it firsthand. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? They was there in the trenches. There was highs and lows. They were there.
Yep.
And I think the beautiful thing is when I think back when I had my kids help that day, like, they were happy to help. They're not a lot of times they're happy to help. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I just feel like they want to see this be successful, and they're proud of me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
they're proud that, mom is doing something that she loves to do, and she's like sharing it. So I'm telling you that they was coming. I did call them, but like, even my oldest was up here twisting up stuff. Like, he got up off his game, and the youngest, and they came.
Right. Right. No, and
So
I think that that's also the way of the world now, and I know we're almost at time. We're probably over time, but that's the way of the world too. Everything's grind, grind, grind. But our kids now are living in the world where they're seeing like it. It takes work, but you can go big or you can go viral or whatever the case is. But I think that our kids are instilled in that too, because and I say that from experience because my daughter just with this show, my daughter's like, "Mom, I'm gonna be your manager." I'm like, I mean, I don't really know about a 16-year-old manager, but maybe assistant, but
yeah,
but I
yeah,
mean, like, she's all about, like, her stuff and doing her own little social media, but she'll handle my social media, and she knows, like, she's definitely the assistant if I get somebody that's talking crazy because I don't entertain that. So I let my assistant handle that one, so she'll go
there
on and
you
she'll
go.
respond, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
there
but
you go.
she's helpful to do that because just like you said, she sees moms doing something good and she wants to be a part of that and also wants to lift it up. So that's beautiful too to instill that in our children.
It is. And like when I started my journey, when I told you that program I did for 100 days, um, we had all. It's funny because like all of us had picked up some weight. Like everybody, like my Jamal was like 40 pounds. Like everybody was a little
Everybody.
fluffy. And so like
Right.
when I started working out, it first started out like people. I'd be in the front room and everybody just be like watching me, like just watching me work out. Nobody was really joining. They just was watching me
Right.
work out. And then slowly but surely, like they caught on and they started working out. So Jamal had his transformation. My daughter, the one I referred, she's 19, but she was like 16 at the time. She lost like 40 pounds. Like
Oh
it just
yes.
like I'm just when you make changes, um, it catches on. Like people are motivated by it. And so I was able to see like the whole house like really start taking a more interest in wanting to take care of their bodies. So
Yeah.
even for nothing else, like if I can impact my house, I think that's
Yep.
just reason enough. I feel like that was a victory in itself at
Within itself.
that level.
Yeah. But then it also, if you know that you can impact your house, imagine who else you can impact, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like your house loves you, but still at the same time, they're also your worst critics too. You know what I mean? Or they're the ones that are going
Sure.
to be the hardest on you. So if you can impact them, then you definitely can impact the world. So that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I'm still working on with some of the juices. Like I haven't had nobody's eager to drink no purple cabbage yet.
Right.
So it's baby steps. They'll drink some
Right.
watermelon juice, but the veggies and stuff, they ain't with all that yet. I don't care how glowing your skin is, mom. We don't want it.
Right, right, right.
Love
But
that.
that's I mean that's awareness, right? Like so you know that. So maybe there's a way that you can do some, you know what I mean? I don't know if there is or not, but hey, that's experimenting and that's knowledge and now you know that and so maybe you can fix it down the line or whatever. So
Right.
that's
I just
awesome
like
though.
I have to dump out like their juice they bring in the store, dump it out and pour it.
I know.
pour, pour it in there. That's the only way. I got to be in a different package. Like,
Right. Well, awesome. I know we're at time. Thank you so much. Don't this time be going by so fast? We
it
have
does.
40 minutes quick. It was like we just got on here. I'm so upset.
It does. It goes really fast. But we can definitely do a part two. And I'm open to like doing a little juicing tutorial if we can definitely
No,
do
yes,
that.
I'm holding you to it. Yeah, well, y'all, she said it. I'm holding her to it. So yes, I think that would be awesome because I'm excited to see the machine and just really how it's done. And I'm super excited to see how we get some juice out of spinach. So please have the spinach on deck, please.
I will have some spinach on deck. Like I said, you don't get a lot. You don't get
Right?
a lot. Like a whole bag is gonna get you maybe a half a cup, but we'll juice it.
Does it?
It's not a lot. Spinach does not get you a
Wow.
lot. What is it? What gets you a lot of juice is watermelon. I bought
Oh
me
yeah.
a huge seeded watermelon, and I juiced probably 2 gallons of stuff. So uh,
Really?
watermelon gets you a lot. It's like 97% water. Apples are
Wow.
pretty good. Pineapples are decent. Celery is some juice. It got a lot of juice.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like one stalk of celery can get you like 25 ounces of juice.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and I'm telling you, the celery juice and celery, I stand on that. Like that's how I started, and I just it does amazing things. I promise you. If
That
if
is
you're
so funny.
constipated, drink you some celery.
Look, it run right through you. Run right through
Yeah,
you.
yep, it's good.
Well, thank you again for being here. I so appreciate you and the work that you're doing and maintaining the positivity. And we didn't even get to, I wanted to really get into, because I know like black folks really ain't into like juice and they may be now, but I mean, I know like that's not like the number one thing we think about in our lives. And so I wanted
Yeah.
to dive into that. And so we'll focus on that on part two, along with having you do a tutorial for us of juicing and kind of showing us what that looks like for you.
Yep.
But thank you again for being here, hon.
Yes, yes, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, y'all. That's another one. I'm exhausted, but I am kind of upset because time be going by so fast, y'all. But that just means a little bit closer to the next one we'll have next week. We're gonna have a master barber here. I gotta tell y'all all about it. He has a beautiful shop, super beautiful shop. So I'll tell you all about that a little bit later. Thank you for being here on another one where we are set apart and set aside. I'm Shay. This is HPP Treasure Talk. I'll see you later.